Okay, Nick and Andy, let's preview and predict what's going to happen in the second leg of Inter Milan against Barcelona. Hopefully, it's as good as the first leg because that was incredible. One of the best games we've seen in European football in a long time. Obviously, it's 3-3 after that first leg. We had bangers galore. I mean, just more of the same, right, Nick? I mean, it will be a slightly different game in Milan, you would think, but this is perfectly poised, and I just can't wait for this one.
Yeah, I'm buzzing. The last 2 Barcelona games have been unbelievable. And you almost wonder, thank goodness both of these teams, although they're both in title races, have kind of, I don't want to say afterthought games at the weekend because they need to refresh. I wonder if that game against Real Madrid isn't what allowed Inter to do what it did against Barca. There was a couple of focus goals, I would say, where there were just one-on-one battles lost by maybe a team that has been taxed mentally. That said, there are variables in this game that could make it even better. Is that crazy? It sounds crazy, right? But 3-3 without Robert Lewandowski, without Alex Baldwin, maybe that's what opened Inter up or opened Barca up through Inter. But I am so excited. This game delivered almost from the instant it started. It was back and forth. There were times where it felt like a bunch of really talented players were dropped on a pickup pitch and said, here's the general idea of what your manager wants you to do, but go be better at football than the other team. So you're right. One of the best games we've seen this year and absolutely buzzing for the second leg.
Yeah, and Lautaro Martinez came off at halftime as well. So you've got, him only playing 45 minutes, Lewandowski not playing at all. And I mean, Lamine Yamal, Andy, is clearly a generational talent, as we would say. I mean, 17 years of age. The way he was spinning away, finished for that goal, whipping in crosses, hit the bar. I mean, him and then Rafinha being ruthless just gave you that belief that if Barcelona, if they're down a couple of goals, say, away at the San Siro, those two will find a way to create something, score a goal. My only issue with Barca is the defensive issues. I mean, Inter, kind of like a flip. There's a flip of a switch, wasn't there, in the second half where they were like, all right, we connect a couple of passes straight to the middle or out to the right. We've got a cross in. It's probably going to be a tap in. And they seem to just unsettle Barcelona and drag them all over the place. But that was the beauty of this game because it was chaos. Both teams were going for it, but in very different ways. And that's why this second leg could be interesting. But I guess, are they a bit unbalanced, Barcelona, is the point I'm trying to get at?
A little bit at the moment. And this might sound a little crazy, but I think missing Lewandowski hurt them defensively because they were unable to keep the ball. They were unable to retain possession in this game. And it was just end to end and everything that we know about Barcelona. I know they're a little bit different than they have been in the past, especially under Pep. But that's not how Barcelona want to play. They don't want to go back and forth with teams, especially in the Champions League. And I don't think Inter Milan do either, but it was there for the taking in this one because Barcelona, and you say it, Joe, with Rafinha on the left and Yamal on the right, and even with Torres up top, those are very, very good counterattacking players at this point of their career. And so it just, I mean, we got one of the best games that we've probably ever seen with 4 or 5 of the best goals that you could hope for in one game. It is going to be very different in the second leg, whether Lewandowski is back or not. It doesn't seem like he's going to be. I do think it'll be a little bit more defensive when they go back to the San Siro. But I mean, at the same time, I think Yamal is he the best player in the world? At this point, has he already reached that point? I saw a lot of people talking about it online, and you can see the trajectory that he's on because we've seen it before. We've seen it at Barcelona. We've seen someone come along this path, and at this similar age, it was just incredible what he was able to do. Should have scored once, maybe twice more in the game. The goal that he scored was fantastic, but yeah, this is. I did not expect 3-3 from any game involving Inter Milan, let alone Barcelona versus Inter Milan. So, long may it continue in the second leg.
For that second leg, Nick, I mean, Inter, we said they kind of match up well against Barcelona, the way that they play and on the counter and out wide. I mean, Dumfries scored a couple, should have probably had a hat-trick. He went clean through as well, but decided to pass it. I mean, he was getting in a lot. And once they figured it out with Thuram playing through centrally, gives them a lot of hope, I think, for the second leg, that if they can somehow stop Rafinha, Yamal, and all the rest of them, that they can get chances to score themselves. So I think, is it all about the transition and getting that spot on for Inter Milan and just breaking at the right times? Because there will be pressure for them to come out firing on all cylinders at home, but it's almost better for them if they invite the pressure a little bit on Barcelona and then attack. And they're pretty good at being set up to do that under Inzaghi.
Look, I'm not going to say which team is which because we have someone from Kansas City in this chat and someone in Buffalo in this chat. But to me, this game is essentially Bills-Chiefs. Who's got the ball last? I don't know how you do that in soccer, but you have to go into this game trying to score goals because the other team's going to score. For about 20 minutes, I was watching the Barca game not on my phone, but getting updates because I was doing something outside. And every time Inter scored, I was like, well, it's going to be tied or there are going to be chances. Barca feels inevitable in attack, and what makes them so much fun is they don't feel that way at the back. This is not Piqué and Puyol and Sergio Busquets, and that's, again, Andy made the point. That's not the point here. They are not trying to do that, right? But if they were trying to do that, De Jong would never leave the pitch. If they were trying to do that, it would be, a metronome. It's not. It is go on. All right, cool. You go ahead, Lautaro. Go ahead, Thuram. Go ahead, because we're going to score. We're going to score at least 2. And I just think there's an air of inevitability about them right now when it comes to scoring goals. I just also think that Inter has something to him. Inzaghi is a kind of a special mind. And because this isn't Pep, and because there's no Messi or Xavi, Pedri at times. Anyways, the point is, anything can happen in this game, and that's why you're there for it. So I would bet on Barca, not actually physically, but if you were asking me, I would pick Barca because I will pick the team that tells me they're going to score in every game they play. And it is about goals in the end.
It is, Andy. What are you going for in terms of score prediction, mate? Because this is a very difficult one to predict what's going to happen after the first leg.
I think I'm going to go Inter Milan, and I don't want to do it. But the set piece defending for Barcelona was
really bad
for a couple big games now as well. I think everybody in the world knows you can get at Barcelona on set pieces now, and Inter have obviously a handful of targets that they can do that with. So I'm gonna go 2-1 to Inter, probably with a late win or maybe off of the set piece. They do have a feeling of inevitability. They're horrific to play against. You've said it all along, Joe. They're tough. They grind it out when they need to. And obviously they've got some incredible talent up and down the team. We saw it in the first leg. So
Nick,
I'm going to go 3-2 to Barca because I believe that ridiculous chip from Yamal wasn't a cross. I think that hit the crossbar. I think his brain is just different. And I'm a believer. He's not 18 until the summer, guys.
Just incredible. Well, you both took my score predictions, first Andy and then Nick. So I was flip-flopping between. I'm going to go 3-1 to Barcelona. I think that they have the players to, on the counter, just really, Inter are going to be forced at some point to really come out and throw everything at Barcelona. And I think they're set up perfectly to hurt them. It's going to be tense and tight, but I feel like it's going to open up in the second half in particular. And I just think this Barcelona team has so many different players that can hurt you. And I just think they're a little bit deeper and stronger in those key areas in attack than Inter. So that's what I'm going for in this one. But it's going to be a great game. If our score predictions are anything to go by, lads, it's going to be a second leg to almost rival that incredible first leg. So head over to Pro Soccer Talk on NBCSports.com for all the latest on Inter Milan against Barcelona. Huge semi-final second leg coming up at the San Siro. 2 iconic teams. Let's see who can make it to the final in Munich.
Hi, I'm Rebecca Lowe, and as we head towards the end of an exciting Premier League season, make sure you like and subscribe on the NBC Sports YouTube channel for more content like this.